Hi there. Right, what we got here is a dead computer. And what we're going to do is bring it back to life. So, first things first, I just wanted to show you that it is dead. Not pulling your leg. As you can see, it's well, you probably can't see. Let's show you. Over here we have the AMD DX40, 40 megahertz, 386 microprocessor, an empty coprocessor slot, UMC chipsets, NEC Japan controller for, I think that's a bus controller, and an AMI BIOS. We have currently nothing plugged into it. This is dead. I've tested it many times. What it had was a battery here that leaked and destroyed loads of stuff. It was a really bad leak. It wasn't helped by the fact when I first saw it leaking, I wasn't really that interested in 386 computers. I just shoved it up in the loft with the battery attached, so that didn't help. So what we got connected is nothing, absolutely nothing, except for a speaker. So it should start telling us there's loads and loads of problems, but it doesn't. If we fire it up, no beeps. No beeps, no boops. For argument's sake, we stick a RAM in it, just to show that we're not fooling. The risk of it killing my RAM. We'll shove a keyboard into it. Amstrad keyboard here. I must have owned an Amstrad at some point because I've had this keyboard forever. So I'll get the lights in there. See that they don't blink. So we should get some sort of video error or something. No flash on the keyboard, no beeps from the speaker. So in these little short videos, we're going to be taking a look at why that is and whether we can fix it. So let me take you down to the corroded area. Okay, hopefully you should see that. Well, I'll just pull the power out for a second. Just tilt it up a bit. And I'll explain to you what we got here. Right, hopefully you can see that. So what we got here is, this is the area the battery was. We've got 1, 2, 3 heavily corroded lines, which as you can see I've tinned over and added jumper wires in, which are horrible, don't look at them. We also had damage to the keyboard connections. Most of them are repaired except for this one, which I believe is broken there, so that's not helping us either, giving us any keyboard flash. We got a heavily burnt, because I wasn't very good at soldering when I first tried this, a heavily burnt resistor, but I've checked that and it is working. Got a corroded line here, which I've tinned, but is possibly not connected, and a corroded line there. So we need to test all these power lines, check all these connections, de-gunk and check all these, and yeah, it's a power problem. When I first started working on this, I first started thinking I was going to be some sort of super repairer of retro hardware, PCB engineer. I got it to the point where it would beep that there was a memory fault, and then I decided, in my infinite wisdom, to take the power connector off the board completely, because I couldn't tell where these wires were going. I was still getting some sort of power problem as well. So I took the power connector block off the motherboard. Sorry, I'm trying to get the legs all even on this tripod, which is harder said than done. Hopefully not too much at an angle now. And repaired a bunch of connections properly, and after that it never beeped again. So I've got the speaker still plugged in, just in case it throws an error at us now. So the first things first, I will pop on your screen now the connections we're supposed to get with an AT power supply. So there they are, as you can see, on our machine, running right to left. We got the orange, which is a power good plus 5 volt DC signal. Red, which is the plus 5 volts. Yellow, plus 12 volt DC. Blue, which is blue on ours, sorry, looking at two screens here, which is the minus 12 volt DC, so it's switching. We've got all the blacks, our grounds, all the grounds. You got minus 5 volt on the white, and plus 5 volt on the red, and possibly nothing on these two. So, first things first, let's check them. I can definitely see wires in there. Right, let's wedge that nice and firm. Right, okay. Orange, 5 volts. Black, 5 volts. Yellow, right, this should be our plus 12. 11.6, close enough. Blue, which is minus 12, so we should see that go minus 11.6. This isn't the best multimeter in the world. Those grounds are good. Right, next plug. Black into the black. Right. Minus 5. Minus 5. 5. 5. And 5. So, step 1 is complete. We have a working power supply. This came from a Packard Bell 486 that was also dead. Unfortunately, the power traces on, well, not the power traces, the traces that got leaked on that were so minute and tiny that it was irreparable. So, step 1 is concluded. Step 2 is checking for some sort of continuity between these lines and seeing where they go on the board. Okay, so we always check our multimeter first. Perfect continuity, 000, nice beepy tone. Okay, so this is our orange wire, which you'll remember is the plus 5 volts good line. So we're just going to test any of the heavily corroded lines, see if this is one of them. We've actually bridged to that. Okay, we'll double check. Okay, so we got a signal to the board. Unfortunately, sorry, did I do that off shop? We were taking a signal from the bottom of the board. I would have said it was that line if it was any of them, and that line goes to there. So, okay, so it's not saying it does actually go anywhere. Right, the next line is our red, and that is a plus 5 volt signal. That definitely goes somewhere. Oh, right, okay, we're getting a read in here. 1000, so that's 1 kilo ohm. Okay, so we got that. Pin 2. Let's have a look. Pin 2 doesn't appear to come out anywhere there. But it definitely seems to head to this resistor here. Or it certainly did do at one point. Okay, well, we carry on. Pin 3, yellow, which is a plus 12 DC. So this should be one of these big lines. Okay, check the back of the board, pin 3. What I'm doing here is just, we know it's plus 12, so we're looking at any of the larger lines that are designed to carry a heavier current. Okay, no. Pin 4. Pin 4 is our white, and that is a minus 5 volt. Hilariously, we don't seem to have continuity even to this good trace that we can see. Oh, we do. Okay, so we've got to go into one of these transistors. Have we got it going anywhere else? Okay. Check this earth. Yep. Next earth. Third earth. Fourth earth. Oh no, because there's 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay, this is the blue line. And blue is the minus 12 volt. Oh, it's not the blue line, sorry, apologies. It should be white, which is minus 5. So, that one I incorrectly stated as white was actually the blue line. Okay, so minus 5. So I keep poking the camera so I can see through the LCD. Okay, good. We finally have a line out here. Let's leave that there then. Let's see how far that goes. All the way to the end. So we have one out of 7 lines that actually goes somewhere. Any of these 5 volt lines. Oh. I thought I heard a squawk there. Okay, so at least these two are mixed through this 600 ohm resistor. So, if we look on the back, and let's just grab the first one. Hopefully, looking at the multimeter, looking for some sort of resistance reading. So it was on the large resistor here, I believe. There's quite a lot of corrosion there. Okay, so I think it's obvious we got some problems here. I think the first part of our operation should be, we're going to remove this, we're going to clean away all this lumpy shitty solder, clean it all off with isopropyl alcohol, start anew around this area and take a real good look at what's going on here. So, That's it for part 1. Having a quick look at this 386 motherboard. I think it's repairable, being that it's just the power lines that are damaged. I think we stand a chance of repairing them, as it's only the simple sort of area of the motherboard. Had it been over here with these detailed traces, battery mounted here or something, no chance. But because it's power, I think we stand a chance. Thank you very much. Join us next time.